Hello and welcome to the Nexus Night Owls, everyone. Back again for another exciting Thursday night. It's launch week, and I'm sure everyone who hasn't been living under a rock and plays Heroes of Storms knows that Johanna is here. There's all kinds of changes, everything, a bunch of stuff to get into. But first off, I gotta go ahead and introduce everyone that's with us today. We got the usual crew, usual suspects. First off, Zeno, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing quite fine myself. How are you, sir?
Oh, good as always. You know, I frickin' played over 30 games of Heroes on launch day, so it was quite amazing. It's been a busy week.
Celebrate.
Yeah, celebrate launch day. Good times.
Good times.
And Mr. Blitz, good to hear you. How you doing this week?
I'm doing good.
Rocking the Johanna. Already got a nice tin skin and everything, a skin tint going on and everything.
Yes, sir.
And as always, Digitality. What's up, man?
Good evening.
Still, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, still rocking out Arthas and spotting it, like slipping in more Valo play where I can.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's obnoxiously strong, so. And last, but of course not least, the doctor from Down Under, but slightly above Down Under in New Zealand. Miss Element Dr. Zero, how are you?
I'm not a gynecologist, by the way, people. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, I guess Doctor from Down Under doesn't sound like something that should be said.
Just in case people want me to have a look at their private parts for any weird rashes.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
down for that.
Yeah,
that's what your Twitter is going to be full of now.
Yeah.
She's just like, well, for that, I think you need to say a doctor.
And please do not send me pictures.
Yes. You might have to change your Twitter after this show.
Thank you. I think a few more underscores should do the trick.
That'll really throw him off.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm good, by the way. I hope you guys are well.
That's wonderful to hear. So it's been a busy week in Heroes. You know, as to be expected with the launch. I think we got a little more than we expected with all the news announcements and everything. So, yeah, I mean, how did you guys enjoy the launch? Well, I'll start with you, Element. What did you do on launch day, and did it meet your expectations?
Well, like you, I played a whole bunch of Heroes of the Storm, enjoying myself quite a lot. I was expecting the influx of new players to really dampen the mood, but I was pleasantly surprised. There was quite a pleasant atmosphere all around, and I was overall really happy.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day for me. I mean, I didn't have a lot of like issues with new players, honestly, but I mean, I mainly played with a full group of friends, so I guess that kind of nullifies that. There wasn't much solo queuing going on.
Yeah.
Screw you, new people. I got friends.
Yeah, I've been playing this a while. Get my homies.
I told you, Mom, I'd make friends one day.
Yes. Look at me now, Mom.
And anyone who needs to pick up friends can always check out that Facebook group.
Yes. Oh, man. Great
Oh,
plug.
yeah.
Great. All over it. Doesn't even use Facebook and knows how to plug it. That is Heroes of the Storm and Friends. Great group of people. If you're looking to find people to hang out with and talk Heroes or get groups going, they actually have a big tournament coming up on this Sunday, which I will be competing in with Digitality and our former show member Jack Bandit and a few others from the group. So I'll probably stream our matches. I don't know if there's going to be an official stream per se, but definitely check out my webpage or my Twitch account to catch all the action. My strategy is just ban the hell out of Murky, I'm guessing. I don't have to deal with his ass. Digi launch day stuff? What were you...
I took a very long nap.
That is an exciting launch day, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we played a lot, though, before the actual patch hit, but then, yeah, it was like, okay, is this coming or not? Let's take a small break, and...
I didn't come back for like 5 hours.
Yeah. You got on late, though. And I'm sure everyone's hearing that noise in the background. My cat has a great game in which she runs a ball up the stairs and then knocks it down the stairs and continues to do that. So you might hear some of that coming through the mic tonight. I apologize. but she's just way too adorable to tell no. So, Blitz, launch day. I mean, you've been rocking Johanna. Have you? Has she met your expectations? Was she a hero that I know you were kind of looking forward to her being a Diablo Crusader and
definitely.
stuff? So you definitely are.
Definitely happy.
Nice. Very good. What about you, Zeno? Cap it off. What are you thinking?
Well, our launch day mostly was leveling Blitz's Johanna up so we could get that skin tint. So we played lots and lots of games, just grinding out some experience so he could play around with all the different possible builds that she can do. And then we met up with you guys for a few games later.
Yep.
Pretty much what we did.
And again, just so good at segueing. I'm just going to make you our segue captain from now on because we're going to jump right into a Johanna build because Master Blitz has put so much damn effort into learning everything he could about her. And as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the 2 resident experts on Johanna that I know. So let's go ahead and get to it. We'll just talk about her basic abilities first if you want to run through those. Tell me what situations they work good in and then move on to the heroics. So Punish. We'll start with Punish. What are we doing here?
It's like Punish, I usually end up hitting with them after I condemn to drag as many of people I can grab in, and then instantly just nail them with a slow so other people can just capitalize on that and put them away.
Now she's basically a glass cannon, right? I mean, you can just blow her up really easy, so you got to be careful.
Oh no! She's like a brick wall.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't played against her yet, which would be surprising to me, but maybe there's some people out there that haven't seen her yet. She is tough to take down, and she's got a great skill set for tanking. So,
yeah.
What's this shield glare that we're looking at here?
It's like a giant AoE cone that blinds them for 2 basic attacks for 4 seconds.
Oh, I'm sure Illidan loves that. But the cone, when I first initially read this, I was like, okay, the cone's going to be pretty small. But the cone is actually fairly large on it. I mean, you can actually hit a Valo without putting yourself in a bad spot positionally, too. Which is...
Most definitely.
Or allows you to advance on Sergeant Hammer. So
yep.
It's got a lot more utility than I initially thought it would when I read her abilities. Iron Skin, do you think... I mean, it seems like a lot of people love this ability. It just seems becoming unstoppable. I mean, the shield is great, but becoming unstoppable is ridiculous. Well, tell me some of the fun uses you've had with that so far.
It's like, yeah, well, you can use it, then run into an ETC that's all like, oh, I'm gonna do my ultimate. Just go unstoppable and run in there and stun him and be like, what now?
Take that, sir.
It's also possible with really good timing on your condemn pull to knock him out of his ultimate just as he goes into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. And it's a 20-second cooldown. That is not very long for how good it is anyways. So that's probably one of my more favorite traits in the game right now, to be quite honest.
And that shield ends up getting really big by the time you get up to 20.
Yeah, it's over 1,000 points of shield at that point, right?
Yeah.
And we got a couple ultimates here, Falling Sword and Blessed Shield. I don't know. I personally love love the way Blessed Shield looks, but have you found a use for Falling Sword? Let's talk about that one first.
It seems to be the more damage of the two. It's just the delay from falling down just seems to take so long, and you have to just time it just right.
And you can't fall down early by hitting R again?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I was unsure of. I wanted to ask you about that, so I don't know. But Blessed Shield, I mean, bouncing.
But yeah, Blessed Shield is like all the way.
With Falling Sword, too, when you do leap into the air, you're untargetable. So if you are sieging on a wall or some towers or something like that, you can use your Falling Sword either as an escape or you can use it to deal some extra damage, too. Because you can't be hurt while you're in the air.
Yeah, I have seen it used as an escape tool when I thought I had her. So I guess it's kind of like Illidan's whole get away with my ultimate type deal. But Blessed Shield's definitely the way you go, Blitz, for now.
Yeah, because it's just an interrupt and it can bounce to all their team, and it just could give you such a huge advantage.
Yeah, well, nice 1 second stun too. It's always good to have hard CC on your ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now this is everyone probably has maybe seen the abilities or at least come up with their own or talents. I'm sorry, or at least come up with their own builds and what they think is good and what they like together and to pair. We'll go ahead and run through these. Blitz, I'm just going to let you take lead and go ahead and talk through. And if anybody wants to add anything, just jump in, and I'm sure Blitz will yield or talk over you and tell you to shut up.
It's like, alright, so usually for the first talent, I usually go with Regeneration Master, because obviously getting those globes, you can get a lot of HP regeneration, and it just stacks up over time, and it just gives you such a nice amount of sustain that it's really very nice.
Yeah.
But if there's some maps, I think like the Haunted Mines, where there's kind of a lack of orbs, Reinforce is definitely a good way to go, because it gives you the block ability, and it'll be usually up when you need it.
Makes your basic attacks give you block.
So that's
Basic
kinda
abilities.
Abilities.
So you can basically stack 3 blocks against an
It gives
attacking
you a
champion.
maximum of 2 stacks.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you can do QW, have a block eaten up, and then you got your E to add another block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Better version of block.
I've heard good
Yeah.
things about Righteous Smash too. You don't like that one though, or just you feel the other two are a lot stronger?
I feel the other two are a lot stronger, because it's like if I have mana issues, it's like I've tried to use that, and it's like you gotta hit too many monsters or mobs or anything just to get the mana back,
Yeah.
and it just hardly seems worth it.
Okay.
Not worth it.
Totally understandable. All right, level 4.
Level 4, it seems to be laws of hope all the way.
Now, is that a big heal on it, like compared to having amplified healing, or?
Well, the regeneration does scale with your level,
Mm-hmm.
so that's more life per second. It's like the 30% that gives you more from wells and like little health orbs and things, but it's like overall the laws of hope and then the cooldown on it just seems to give you way more health, and you can activate it when you're in a pinch too, so it could really save your bacon.
Yeah, and I'm sure it has some nice synergy with Regeneration Master too when you take that.
Mm-hmm.
What about level 7 here?
Level 7, it's like I tried Battle Momentum a couple of times, but then it just seemed leading to mana issues, and then I could never catch people with Condemn. So I've always been going with Conviction, because that burst of speed really makes a difference when you're trying to catch people that are running away or.
Yeah, I can see that now. Like activating Condemn, so that's as soon as you activate it, it doesn't.
Yep, activates it, and as soon as it goes, it's just you start running faster.
So you have a lot easier time catching people in the pull in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Sounds good. Yeah.
We had a couple of games when he was leveling up where he would be chasing someone down, he would use it, and they'd just be out of range. And that's when he switched over to Conviction, and he never had that problem again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about Conviction yet. It's also his Battle Momentum or the Crusade Marches on, but I agree with you guys. That sounds like some great utility on probably her most important ability.
It also helps her initiate, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Level 10, we went through that. Bless Shield.
Less shield. Yep.
13, what are you doing here?
It's like I've tried a couple of these. It's like I like Subdue because that's the 80% slow on the punish after you like catch them with run up there, catch them with the Condemn, then you slow them at 80%, and it's just like they're just not going anywhere for like 3 seconds.
Normally it's 40% slow that decays, right?
I think it
So
says
60.
60. It's 60.
Oh, okay, so this ups it by
60
20.
over 2, and it ups it to 80 over 3.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yep, whole
Yeah.
extra second on top there.
Yeah, and that's just really good for those people trying to run away.
Which that even that, like not just them running away, it keeps them together longer for everybody else to capitalize on with AoE abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So the increased shield on Iron Skin, you don't find you really need that with Hold Your Ground?
No. Not really.
Her shield's big enough as it is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That
I
shield
definitely
is
see
pretty
that.
big.
Subdue kind of fits into the theme of being Johanna.
Yep. Just
Okay.
grabbing them, holding them together for as long as you can, and
Yeah.
people will die.
Come in for hugs.
Yes.
And for hugs.
Level 16 here. She's got a lot of good talents at this level. This is the one that I looked at. I'm like, I have no idea. Where did you fall on this, Blitz?
It took a while, but usually I end up falling on Holy Renewal, because you can get so much life back from that shield glare, because the area's just so big and you just hit like so many people with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
But a close second would probably be with Blessed Hammer, because it happens, I think the hammer spawns right after it pulls everybody in. So it pulls everybody in, you slow them down, then they get hit with the hammer a couple times.
Okay.
It adds up.
Now, would you ever recommend, like, Imposing Presence is just the typical end-all, be-all tank talent at level 16 against, any team that has 2 or more auto-attackers that are their main sources of damage. Would you still recommend Holy Renewal if you were going against a Vala and Sergeant Hammer auto-attack comp? Or would you probably switch off to Imposing Presence?
I'd probably switch off to Imposing Presence there.
Okay, so just play it by ear, but for the most part, stick with Holy Renewal.
Yeah, because that'll just give you so much sustain.
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was one of those things where it didn't matter, but I guess Imposing Presence impacts your whole team by making the others worse, so...
Yeah.
Okay, level 20, she's got freaking amazing talents, too, so...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally am in love with Indestructible. What did you end up going with most of the time here?
Yeah, Indestructible.
It's too cool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
oh, you killed me? No, you didn't. And
Yeah,
then
because as soon as you take the fatal damage, you just go right back up to, like, full life.
yeah.
Which I think is at 20 is, like, 6,000 or so. So it's like, hey, guess what? I'm full again.
Yeah, and all you got to do is either activate your trait or hit with your shield glare if you took Holy Renewal, and you don't die once the shield goes away. So
Yeah, then it's just like, hey, have fun.
yeah, you basically almost have 5 seconds of invulnerability at that point because no one's bursting down that much health out of you after they already worked to get it down. And
Yeah.
I mean, it only has a 2-minute cooldown too. Most of this crap has 3-minute cooldowns when it comes to stuff like Uther's resurrection and things of that nature, the old resurgence of the storm and whatnot. But
It's very nice.
yeah,
Another major thing to point out too is that her health regeneration gets so much work out of it because you constantly have shields up from her D ability
yeah.
from Iron Skin. So while your Iron Skin shields up, your health is constantly regenerating. So by the time they get your shields down, you're gonna be full almost all the time, taking Regeneration Master and Laws of Hope and having all that health regen.
Yeah, she sounds solid, and I mean, I know we had talked about it a little bit at pre-show at one point. Well, actually, this was earlier in the day, but pairing her with Tassadar just sounds hilarious. It's like, all right, here's about a 4,000 shield you need to get through between Tassadar and her shield.
Yeah.
Is there any other heroes you kind of like pairing with her? Or?
It's just anybody that can, like, capitalize all of her, like, group ups and stuns and just
Kelthus, Jaina, Arthas,
Yeah.
all great heroes that go with her. Nova, Precision. So basically anyone who has strong burst damage who needs people to be in one spot, she kind of replaces Gazlo's Gravobomb stuff, and does it much better.
Because she could keep people in, where
Why
you
not
need to
Gazlo's Grab a Bomb too? Hell.
be.
Yeah,
Why
so-
not? Just throw everything. We'll just hold
Going
everybody
nowhere.
nowhere for 10
Yeah, Gazlo's
seconds.
Grab a Bomb. Let's throw Rhaegar's Totem in the mix too.
I guess he could throw his regular TNT bombs down too, and you could Johanna could easily pull them into that radius, when the timer hits 1.
Right, you are the Grab a Bomb.
Yeah. So there might be some nice synergy there too. Very interesting. Well, good stuff, Blitz. I really appreciate you putting in so much effort and work into learning Johanna and sharing it with the public
Yep.
here because, she's kind of got a lot of ways she can go. She doesn't really, you can't just look at her talents initially and go, okay, well that one's not a choice. That just sounds bad, because they've done a good job lately of making most of the heroes have valid talent choices on most levels.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yep, and you really have to play it to see what feels right too. Because when we were looking through it before we started playing, like Battle Momentum seemed the obvious choice, and it really didn't end up being the best one from what we had seen.
All right. Well, good stuff, and we'll be seeing that when we get to the gameplay section portion. So that'll be cool. We wanted to go over another Weskimo article. They're just pumping out amazing content, and Element pulled this off the old interweb and found it for us. It's a guide about gaining and controlling tempo. Element, what did you like when you initially brought this article up and it came to your attention?
Well, I really liked it because it tapped into some of the things. Well, one thing that I thought I was struggling with, and that is how to sustain that early game momentum that I was generally gaining in solo queue whenever I played.
Mm-hmm.
So it went into quite a lot of detail about, some of the things that you can do to keep that going in through the mid-game and late game, because Heroes of the Storm is known for some amazing comebacks, and it seemed that I most frequently found myself in the midst of one of those comebacks, so I really wanted to learn how to stop it.
Yeah, and this article does a good job of breaking down how you gain tempo that is tempo that's in your team's favor, and then how you just really lock it down and what you should be doing in order to keep it for easy wins. So, what was the big thing you pulled out of here though? Like, what was the one point where you just had that aha moment and kind of?
Well, I really liked the whole. I think we talked about this before a show one time, where Digi sent us that article on map timing,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't really hit to me why I should really spend quite a lot of time memorizing the different objective timings, until I read how that synergizes in with the timing of when you should be getting the merc camps.
Yep.
So that was really cool. So in Sky Temple, for example, if you know that a temple is going to spawn at the 5-minute mark, then at 4:25 you should be trying to get merc camps on the opposite side of the map, so that the enemy team has a choice between either defending the mercs or getting the temple. And in either case, it's a win-win situation for your team, because the mercs can knock down a few structures, or if the enemy team sends a couple of people to defend mercs and then a couple of people to fight for the temple, then you will likely win the team fight.
Yeah, and you're definitely speaking Digitality's language here. I mean, if he had a church, this would be his sermon, basically, to start every week at the Church of Heroes of the Storm. I know you other guys had...
Hey, my friends, let us speak of timers.
Yay,
So
go
I
forth
knew
and grab Uncle Ruckus.
you were saying something, but it wasn't until I read this that I was like, this is what he's talking about. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, that's the core part that we probably left off, was that you want to get those merc camps going as a distractionary thing at the right times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just about knowing where to be and when to be there, but creating a diversion that your enemy has to deal with at the same time.
Mm.
Yeah, and merc camps kind of like... I've fallen into this trap a lot. It's like, okay, there's nothing to do, let's get merc camps. When, honestly, that's probably not the best time to go get merc camps, because the enemy probably doesn't have anything to do, and they're just going to see, they got merc camps. Okay, let's go waste these real quick, because there's nothing to do. And if you can plan them around the timers, or use them after you've gotten an advantage, or another great time for merc camps is, basically knowing that the enemy might be going for their own merc camps, and to set up a nice gank and get into position for that. And if you're off getting your own merc camps, it's just kind of wasted. They're just going to run and butt heads into each other and die off in the middle of both points they were trying to get to.
Right.
So, yeah. What'd you take out of this, guys? Anyone else want to jump in here?
It just really reinforces when to make good play decisions. and how to leverage advantages that you get in the most solid way possible.
See, the part I like that takes a lot of work, but I mean, the enemy cooldowns, they don't show up in your tab menu, but once you get like a mental inventory of enemies, like by, obviously playing the heroes and getting used to them, you can kind of like know what the risk is and what the reward is. Like, obviously, if you know Johanna just blew her shield and it went off, and you've got 16 seconds to put some actual damage that might last on her before she can shield up again, just as an example. But I mean, most heroes have one key skill they kind of rely on. I mean, obviously, most heroes' skills are pretty good, but there's always that one skill where they're kind of talenting into it, building on it. So keeping track of the cooldown of that skill will help you a lot. Zeno, did you see anything in here that you were into when you read this?
No, I think you guys went over pretty well the key points of it.
Okay, well, unless anybody else has anything else to add, we'll move on here. That is, of course, the How to Control Tempo guide at Weskimo.com. That's Weskimo. And I highly recommend this site. They've got great builds on their heroes. The people who work on it put in some really great information, and I know one of the main guys that runs it is rank 1 both in Europe and NA, so I mean, he's obviously had plenty of time in the Nexus to work on this stuff. So, well, okay, what we got coming up is changes to rank play. There was a conversations around the community on the Heroes of the Storm webpage, written up by Trixler, where he was talking about the upcoming changes to rank play. Basically, big changes to team leagues, explaining the season, the addition of being Grandmasters, how rank points are going to work, all that. What did whoever first? Just jump right in. Let me know what you thought. Okay.
Well, it answered a question that I had about differences between Hero League and Team League, and that is, so for us, given that we have a party of 5, why not just, aren't we technically playing Team League, seeing as their matchmaking already kind of ensures that we're going to be matched up against other parties of 5. So what's going to happen in the future now is that for us and other people that are playing in teams of 5s, they're going to be put into Team League rather than Hero League.
Yeah, I think that's a good change. It's gonna let you put less stress on Hero League too. You can go into Hero League as a solo or as a duo or whatever, and kind of know that you're in an area of the game where you're going to be working with other people that are kind of just trying to play by themselves or with a friend or two, So, Did you were going to add something?
Oh, you can still have up to 4 players go into Hero League, so it's still possible to play with a group of friends. You're just going to have at least one pickup guy there. So that was one of my initial concerns when I was hearing about this and looking for this article, which I somehow couldn't find.
Yeah.
Never mind, it's on the main page.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, battle.net. Maybe you've heard of it.
You did a man look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I instantly went to the forums for answers. That's a bad place. It's just rage and QQ and complaints.
Yeah.
Not entirely. There's some good information on the forums.
Battle.net's forums are better than some games forums, for sure, or just, random discussion forums, but there's definitely the share of QQ and salty jerks. What, I know Zeno and Digi, I'm not sure, Blitz, did you play StarCraft 2?
I played it a little bit.
Okay, so I'm not really, I never really played the multiplayer mode at all because I am just the most terrible person at the world in macroing and micromanaging my units and keeping track of everything and building things in the right order. I stayed away from it. I'm liking the campaign. I'm liking my little story. I like clicking on the TV that Jim Raynor makes some snarky comment at, and that's where I'll stop. But it seems like this Grandmaster thing is pulled right out of StarCraft. So what are your experiences with that, Zeno?
I didn't play a whole hell of a lot of the online ranked StarCraft 2. I think I did like my placement match and then ended up getting some easy opponents and placed too high and got crushed a lot. So I'm not too sure how it is in comparison to that.
Well, do you think there's a fear of that here then? I mean...
Well, from the sound of it, doesn't really look like they're placing you. It's going to be pretty much the same as it is now. You just rank up. And then it goes beyond that into Grandmaster. It looks like it's similar more to the Hearthstone.
Well, there is, during this, to improve the accuracy of players' ranks, we are planning to introduce a set of placement matches that players will need to complete before they receive an official rank. That'll be at the start of the new season. During this phase, a player's rank will not be assigned or displayed. Instead, other players will see the player is in their placement phase. Once they have completed their placement match, the player will be assigned a rank that more accurately reflects their skills. Now, I personally see, like... I understand this, and I'm glad. Overall, I'm glad they're doing it, but man, I just know, like, okay, placement time. I'm going to jump on with me and one person. You know, me and Digi, we're going to jump on and do our placement matches, and we just get 3 turds. Like, and you know, it's like, well, I guess I'm starting at 50 this season. Damn it, you know, like.
Well, that's probably why they're going to make you do a few placement matches. So you'll play with those 3 turds, and then you'll end up playing with some other people the next time instead.
But if I keep
beating
getting
up those 3 turds,
yeah, but if I keep getting turds, what do I do? I don't know how to stop the turds.
well, one of my things.
But Tassie was pretty good for stopping turds.
One of my experiences with the other MOBAs and similar systems is that anytime there's a season reset, I wait at least a week before I start messing with ranked because it's so chaotic at the start that, I mean, I could streak up, which is nice, but I don't like the risk of streaking down either.
Yeah. Well, I have a worry because it looks like the season... excuse me. It looks like the seasons are going to be about 3 months, so if I feel like giving up a week, it's like... I'm going to feel like I'm behind the 8 ball the rest of the rest of 2 months and 3 weeks.
Maybe it'll take into consideration some of your performance in that game as to who it compares you with in the next match too. Maybe if you're playing a damage character, it'll look at your hero damage and siege damage, and if you're playing a support, it'll look at your experience contribution and your healing, instead of just throwing you in with 3 turds repeatedly.
Well,
3 months seems like a pretty short cycle.
It does. That's what it seems like. You're going to really have to go heavy at this if you want to, especially if they start introducing rewards that matter. I mean, if there's something like a skin or a portrait or something you just want to have because you're a completionist, mounts or whatever, I mean, you're going to really have to go at it and grind for... I mean, you're going to be forced to play Hero League, which will kind of take away from time where, you know, a new hero might drop during that 3-month cycle, and you're like, well, I want to spend a week in Quick Match perfecting them, so...
I am interested in the Grandmaster aspect of it because right now, with what my experience has been, there's a really wide range of skill at the rank 1 marker right now.
Yeah.
So some extra progression for the higher end players at that rank would probably be pretty appreciated by that group.
Yeah, because there's people who got carried to rank 1 by having good team members, and then there's people like yourself who are just really solid players and have rank 1, but you're also not Dreadnought or or a Soldier or something who are, you know, pro players. They should be in their own league, and it's the kind of hodgepodge, like, okay, we got a bunch of rank 1s, let's just all smash them together and see what happens.
And you still find players that end up there just by playing whatever's top tier at the given moment, and like after a patch day, those players are like scrambling.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Anybody else have anything you want to add? Blitz, you were quiet during that. You got any anything you liked about that?
It'd just be interesting to see how it plays out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one thing I want to touch on, too, before we move on. This means potential draft improvement like hero bans. Thank God. Like, I would love to see hero bans. I mean, just, like, on certain maps. Like, It's Haunted Mines. I don't want to deal with Sylvanas' shit. No one picks her, alright? How does that sound? Or my team is just not going to do that good against Burst. Like, I want to play the Vikings. Get Kelthus the fuck out of here, you know? Like, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I
would
want to
like
enjoy
this.
playing the game. Let's get rid of Murky.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to see the bans handled in a vote manner for the team. My experience is, like, especially in a random setting, like, you know, you got some stranger who might just ban their counter pick, you know, which might not actually help the team. That's been my experience in the other games I've played.
Yeah.
So something like a vote system for the team where, you know, you're whoever's most voted. That I would like to see something of that nature.
Yeah, that would definitely be the way to go, I think. You can't really just have random... Well, I guess this would be Team League, is where it's only applicable. So you're going to be in a group of 5.
Okay, yeah, I see that now.
Okay, yeah, I forgot to clarify that. But yeah, you will be in a group of 5, so obviously, hopefully you're all on Skype and you can just, you know, find 5 random people
that makes a
in the
huge
chat
difference.
room. Like, hey, General Chat, who wants to roll a team?
No more Sylvanas on Haunted Mines.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
sure, as long as we can ban Murky.
Yeah, no more Murky on Dragonshire. I'm tired of it, man.
Just no more Murky.
He just wins. It drives me nuts. So
That's the other thing that's nice about a game like this, though, is that, like, the map changes which characters are best.
Yeah, that's what's going to make bans.
So the
really
bans aren't going to be
interesting.
like, yeah, exactly.
It's not going to go, okay, this is top tier. We have to ban this all the time, so nobody gets it. We don't want to risk the other team, because most games, they introduce the bans first, then they say who's picking, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
Dota has a slightly different. They have bans, then picks, then another ban. So it's like staggered. So there's more strategy involved. Like, you see some picks, you have more options to, like, counter what they're specifically trying to do.
Interesting. Well, it'll be cool to see how they implement it all, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. So, moving right along to our last piece of news. I actually forgot to check emails this week. I just totally dropped the ball. I don't know if we had any though, but I'll go ahead and load up the next topic and check our emails during that. See if there's any questions that need to be answered.
It's going to be like, let's go check out the mailbag.
Yeah. Totally professional here on the Night House, folks. Got our shit together. Blizzard announced that this Saturday they will be doing a YouTube live stream event called the Mayhem Begins, and that's going to be on where you watch it as Blizz. The Blizz Pro YouTube, or the Blizzard YouTube channel, Blizz Pro, site I work for, plug. They're going to revealing brand new content and hosting all-star esports matchups, and it looks like they've got some great casters here. They got Solid Jake, Kubi, Cloakin, and Trixler, and they're going to have a match between the winner. I mean, I actually think on our Heroes Power Hour, DJ Tyrant summed this up perfectly. Because they're going to be doing the Heroes of the Dorm collegiate winners, UC Berkeley, face off against Cloud9. And in college basketball this year, for people who pay attention to sports in America in any way, basically Kentucky was so good, and everybody talked about it just being, you know, they were the best team. They could take on an NBA team. This is kind of what you're getting here. You're getting pros versus, you know, collegiate champions. It's going to be really interesting. So, oh, go ahead.
I'm definitely on board with that. It's good to see them promoting the winners in that way.
Yeah, it's kind of like, not only are we paying for your college, we're gonna go ahead and give you a chance to just put your asses right into the pro scene. So on our big launch event, you know, so that's pretty cool. And I'll be interested to see if they're. I mean, I assume they're going to do Heroes of the Dorm every year, just and keep rolling that out. So it's gonna give a lot of like college kids incentive, people who are in this game, to kind of like, you know, go towards an esports route, which is very interesting to me. I mean, I'm wondering if colleges are going to start recruiting kids for their esports teams, much like, you know, they do for their college athletic teams. So
It's definitely a step to build on the foundation that has been culminating over the last decade with online gaming and the competitive scene.
yes. And this will be on June 6th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And New content. Okay, what we're going to do here, we're just going to go ahead and wildly speculate on what this new content might be. I mean, whatever you're hoping it might be, what you think it will be, I don't care. Just tell me what you're thinking about. We'll start with Element here.
Finally, we'll get to see the Diablo map.
The Heaven
Maybe.
vs. Hell map.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't think they'll release anything as big as a new hero for this, but a new map would be awesome. Maybe some reveals about what's on the works for them in the future. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds like probably the most popular choice is Heaven vs. Hell. That's got to be what's coming here.
Yeah, just say
Yeah.
some kind of a new map.
You think new map 2 Blitz?
Yeah.
I think they're still going to tell us what the next hero is going to be, at least the next one or maybe some of the next two, because they do want to release one every 3 weeks, they said, is what they're shooting for. And we have no clue what they're working on actually next. They haven't said anything yet. I know they were saying they were going to make a Diablo support and a StarCraft tanking character, so maybe we'll see what they're thinking of for those.
StarCraft tank, go. Who do you want it to be?
Firebat.
Phoenix.
Firebat tank, Phoenix.
Firebat tank. Phoenix. Oh, Sealot. That'd be pretty good.
Yep, Phoenix.
I could see
Phoenix
that.
is a Dragoon.
I want to see the Diablo monk.
Dragoon will be one of his ultimates.
Yeah, you
One of his
kill him,
ultimates,
he
he'll be able to
comes
suit
back
up as a
and-
Dragoon.
He dies and comes back as a Dragoon.
Yep, and then his other ultimate will turn all of your minions into Protoss units with shields.
They'd have to stay near pylons.
No, they don't need pylons. But it turns all of your warriors into zealots and all of your guys in the back into those blinking teleporty guys. And they have
Stalkers?
shields on them. Yeah, the stalkers.
Yeah.
They have shields.
Yep, and they all have shields, so your minions will crush theirs.
They
It's not. It
They
sounds
say
like
never
it's-
before seen content coming soon to the Nexus, so that leads me to think, I mean, there's been talk of a map editor for players to create, like, custom maps and stuff.
Oh, God.
So I might, I don't have an interest in that. I mean, and immediately you're going to see League of Legends and Dota map clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be, but, I mean, that is something they brought up. They haven't spoken much on it, but the never before seen thing, that leads me down that path, maybe. I'm tentative about something like that because it has a way of sharding the player base for the queues. When you've got, I mean, you need a large player base in the queue to sustain an online game, and when you start creating too many different like queues and stuff and custom games, you start fracturing that, and queue times go up.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a fun little side thing. I'm sure there'd be some cool stuff, cool tournaments and stuff based around that kind of thing. I didn't even really think about that, but that could be it. I'm personally just hoping that I am able to pick the Butcher soon. Honestly, I know he was dad of mine forever ago, and if I could go ahead and start playing the Butcher anytime soon, Blizzard, that'd be great. Thank you.
I just don't get what he's gonna do that's not stitches.
He will be Dr. Mundo. He will throw cleavers. He will say disgusting things and be weird, and it'll just be amazing.
Won't just say disgusting things. He'd just yell like, fresh meat.
Yes. He will have so many fresh meat jokes that you will be tired of him. A minute into the
Or he
game.
just kind of keeps saying fresh meat.
Oh, I would love a hero that just says one thing over and over again. Oh, man. That would be amazing.
It's just all like, what the hell, banana?
Who threw a banana at me? For
Banana
those of you who
King
don't
did.
know, I've just been playing the crap out of Monkey Brightwing, and I am just obsessed with the fact that his auto attack turns into a banana, and his Q is a banana cluster, and I can't get over the bananas. They're amazing.
Yes. Banana King.
The Banana King. So, yeah. So we got Monk from Element, Map Editor from Digi, Butcher from me, Phoenix, and what was your other one?
I think they're going to, if they're going to make a Diablo support, it would probably be another one of the Archangels, like Oriel, or the Fate one.
That'd be cool. The Archangels are the coolest part about Diablo. Although, Necromancer and Druid, come on. Let me turn into a frickin' werewolf in the Nexus. That'd be amazing. Or,
And it would be fit. It would fit to put in another Archangel if they're going to be bringing out the Diablo map soon.
Yeah. Everybody's wild on for...
Maybe it'll be both Butcher and another Archangel, just to keep it balanced.
Right.
And a map.
Everybody thinks they're going to make Deckard Cain a hero, but I'd just be happy if he's the announcer for this Heaven and Hell map.
Yeah, didn't they say he was going to be the support? Deckard Cain?
That's what
That'd be
everyone's
nice,
kind of
too.
hinting at. I would love to just see him as the announcer for the map, and because all you want to do is hear Deckard Cain. I don't want to hobble his old ass down the lane, man.
Maybe it'll be
just
young
gonna say
Deckard
there's
Cain.
Nothing,
That's the other
there's
thing.
nothing cool about
Be
playing as
D2
an old
Deckard
man.
King?
Maybe it'll be old Haradrim, Deckard Cain, and he'll be a badass.
What were you going to say?
While he's an iconic character for the series, he's sort of a non-combatant. Every time you see him in the first 2 games, he's caught. You got to go rescue his ass.
Yeah, well...
So,
And-
that's
So
probably
maybe,
gonna be the whole.
maybe that'll be his ultimate. You can just dangle in a cage in the middle of the map.
Maybe that would be part...
Could that be an objective in the Diablo map? Is free
That's
Cain?
what I'm
He's just
saying.
Right.
blowing shit up.
Yeah, you gotta go
Yeah.
help Deckard Cain in the middle of the map. He'll
He's got
identify
magic
your
missiles and
items.
shit.
Yeah, you
Identify
stay
your
alive,
items.
listen.
You can
Definitely
stay a
room
while.
to
Listen.
feature him in the game without making him a character. I just don't think he would make a good character in a game that's oriented in combat. But I'm kind of
He would be another
heavy
kind of
into the
mage.
lore aspect of things.
Yeah, well,
that
you're also
regard.
talking about a game where they were like, "Yeah, baby Murloc, go right away." Eggs, of
Yeah,
course.
so
right there. Yeah, so Deckard Cain's definitely a possibility as a character.
yeah, gameplay and story segregation is definitely a thing.
Yeah, plus for all we know, he'll show up as young Deckard Cain. Like, yeah, I've been reincarnated into the Nexus. I'm young again.
I feel like he sounds a little bit sickier than that.
It's time
Yeah.
to kick some ass.
Yeah, well, yeah, he'll be all young, but he'll still talk old.
I was just born with a lisp. Leave me alone.
I was born
Stay a
with
while.
this voice.
Listen,
My first words sounded like this. All right. Well, who's ready to play some games? That was a hell of a discussion,
Yes.
guys. Let's cut out all this talking crap and get to playing some games.
All right.
All right, we are the Nexus Night Owls. I'm going to try to get this portion up on iTunes as a audio download, so if you want to take this on the go or whatever, you can do that. Leave us 5-star reviews. We have no emails this week, by the way, so nothing to talk about email-wise. If you would like to send us an email and give us a question or something you might want answered, or, just to comment, whatever.
Questions, requests, comments.
Yeah, anything.
Do you want
NNL
Blitz to
Hots.
do more voices?
Yeah, blitz more voices. Whatever. You want
No dick pics.
no dick pics. She's not a gynecologist, people. Come
Yeah.
on. Although I would be getting the emails, so do whatever you want. nnlhots@gmail.com. That's where you can reach us and talk to us, or you
just
can check
pass
us
them along.
out.
And...
I'm going to get
Check
through this
out.
outro, damn it.
Sorry.
Or you can check us out on Twitter @NNOHots. We are the